What's up, fellow people of Night City? In this video, we'll explore the fascinating concept of a cyberpunk society, a dystopian world often depicted in science fiction, characterized by advanced technologies, sprawling megacities, corporate dominance, social inequality, and a fusion of human and machine. As we stand at the precipice of technological evolution, we must ask, how close are we to this vision of the future? Are we on the brink of a cyberpunk reality, or is it still far beyond our grasp? To understand how close we are, we must first define what makes a society cyberpunk. Common features include advanced technology like ubiquitous AI, cybernetic enhancements, virtual reality, and bioengineering. There's also corporate power, where corporations overshadow governments, controlling resources, information, and even societal norms. Then we have urban sprawl with megacities, towering skyscrapers, neon-lit streets, and rampant urbanization. Social inequality is a big one too, a stark divide between the wealthy elite and the impoverished masses. And finally, cultural fusion, a globalized culture blending diverse traditions, often influenced by technology. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is already transforming industries, from healthcare diagnostics to autonomous vehicles. Projects like OpenAI and Google's DeepMind are really pushing boundaries. AI assistants like Siri and Alexa are becoming pretty much everywhere, though they're still far from the sentient AI you see in cyberpunk fiction. Now, when it comes to cybernetic enhancements, prosthetics powered by neural interfaces, such as those developed by Neuralink and Open Bionics, are bridging the gap between biology and technology. We're definitely not at the point of fully integrated cybernetic bodies yet, but the groundwork is being laid. Moving on to virtual reality and augmented reality, platforms like Oculus and Microsoft HoloLens are creating these immersive digital experiences. The metaverse, championed by companies like Meta, aims to build interconnected virtual worlds, which is honestly reminiscent of cyberpunk's virtual realities. Urbanization and megacities are another big factor. Cities like Tokyo, Shanghai, and New York already have those cyberpunk vibes with their towering skylines, neon lights, and dense populations. Plus, smart city projects like Songdo in South Korea are integrating technology into urban planning, a sort of precursor to the interconnected megacities you read about in cyberpunk lore. When it comes to corporate influence, tech giants like Amazon, Google, and Meta wield a massive amount of power, influencing economies, politics, and even how society behaves. While governments still hold sway, you can't deny the growing influence of corporations. And finally, biotechnology and genetic engineering. CRISPR and other gene editing technologies are advancing rapidly, enabling us to manipulate human DNA. Sure, there are ethical concerns and regulatory hurdles keeping us from widespread bioengineering, but the potential is definitely there. So while a lot of these technologies actually exist, they're just not cohesive or widespread enough yet to really define an entire cyberpunk society. There are some pretty big gaps, like the fact that we still don't have sentient AI, fully integrated cybernetic systems, or those functional virtual realities that could actually replace physical spaces. When it comes to corporate power versus government control, yeah, corporations are super influential, but governments still hold a lot of power over laws, regulations, and of course, the military. For a true cyberpunk society, corporations would have to totally eclipse governments, a scenario that's, plausible, but definitely not happening just yet. And then there's social inequality. Economic disparity is growing all over the world, with automation threatening jobs and housing crises hitting millions. But that extreme divide you see in cyberpunk fiction where mega corporations basically own everything, yeah, we're not quite there yet. Ethical and cultural barriers are also a thing. People have genuine concerns about AI, cybernetics, and genetic engineering, which slows down progress. Plus, there's a lot of cultural resistance to radical change, and that really prevents the full integration of cyberpunk elements into our society. Neural interfaces like what Neuralink is working on could totally revolutionize how we communicate, learn, and even what our bodies can do. If these projects actually succeed, we could get way closer to the cybernetic humans you see in cyberpunk stories. And then there's space colonization. Projects by SpaceX and NASA are aiming to set up human settlements beyond Earth. While it's not traditionally cyberpunk, colonizing space could completely change how society works and how resources are shared. Now, On the AI front, advances might soon give us fully autonomous systems that could manage cities, economies, and even our personal lives. But honestly, the ethical implications of letting AI run everything are still a pretty big deal. And finally, global connectivity, the ongoing expansion of the Internet of Things and the metaverse, could create these super interconnected environments, kind of like the virtual worlds you see in cyberpunk fiction. In a lot of ways, the seeds of a cyberpunk society have already been planted. The tech we have now, AI, cybernetics, VR, and biotechnology, are all paving the way for a future that looks a lot like those dystopian worlds you read about in fiction. But yeah, there are still some major gaps, especially around ethical acceptance, how society actually uses these things, and how all this tech fits together. At the end of the day, whether we end up in a cyberpunk world or not depends on more than just the tech. It's about the choices we make as a global community. So, will we use these advancements to build a utopia, or are we headed for the dystopian reality that cyberpunk authors warned us about? The answer, honestly, is in our hands. Thanks for watching, Choom. Next round is on me. See you at the Afterlife Club.